Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of one of Hollywood's most iconic stars, Leonardo DiCaprio. What if the key to his success isn't just his talent, but something written in the stars? We'll explore the psychology, the astrology, and the incredible story of how Leo became a legend. But here's the twist. His journey wasn't easy. Did you know he grew up in a tough environment, with parents who divorced when he was just a baby? Yet somehow, he turned those challenges into stepping stones for greatness. The real hero in his story? His mother. According to his natal chart, she played a defining role in shaping his destiny. The moon, the planet that governs his career, aligns with the house of self in his chart. This means her love, sacrifice, and belief in him were the driving forces behind his success. She worked tirelessly, juggling 2 jobs and commuting hours every day to make sure Leo got the best opportunities. Even his name, Leonardo, was a symbol of greatness, chosen in honor of Leonardo da Vinci. But there's more to Leo's story than just his mother's influence. His natal chart reveals his unique connection to women. With the moon, Venus, and Lilith in key positions, Leonardo possesses a magnetic charm that draws people in. So, what drives this Hollywood icon? And how did the stars shape his incredible journey? Stick around to find out.
One of the most talked about topics when it comes to Leonardo DiCaprio is his relationship with women. Why does he avoid marriage? Why do his romantic relationships end as soon as his partner turns 25? Let's dive into this through the lens of astrology and psychology. Leonardo grew up in a broken family. His parents divorced when he was just a year old, leaving a deep imprint on his psyche. This experience instilled in him a fear of closeness and long-term commitment. In his natal chart, we see Venus in Scorpio, placed in a challenging aspect with Saturn. This combination reveals his struggle with emotional intimacy. He pushes love away, viewing relationships through the lens of control and passion rather than connection. For Leonardo, women are not just partners, they are part of his collection. Just as some people collect art, Leonardo collects experiences with women. His moon in the first house gives him incredible popularity among women. He naturally attracts them, almost like a magnet. Interestingly, the moon symbolizes women who are drawn to him without effort, making him a constant object of admiration. But beneath this popularity lies a certain obsession. For Leonardo, women are a source of energy and inspiration. He admires them, enjoys their presence, but as soon as a relationship feels complete, he moves on to the next. It's like an endless quest to possess something new. And yet, each of his partners likely believed she could be the one to change him. But for Leonardo, that's almost impossible. His chart vividly reflects emotional immaturity and a fear of losing his freedom. This explains why he avoids serious commitments like marriage. He's been labeled a playboy, a collector of women, a man afraid of intimacy. But this is only the surface. Let's dig deeper and explore what's really hiding behind his mask of the perfect man. Have you ever wondered why Leonardo never stays with women past their 25th birthday? Why even the most beautiful, successful, and talented women eventually disappear from his life? The answers lie in his natal chart, which acts like a treasure map, revealing his true fears and desires. At the center of this map is Venus in Scorpio. Scorpio is a sign of passion, magnetism, and destruction. Here, Venus almost screams, "I don't believe in love. I want to possess. I want to consume." It's not about tender feelings. It's about control, intensity, and power. Once the fire dies out, his interest fades. And then there's the moon in his first house. This placement makes him incredibly popular with women. The moon whispers, "You're a magnet. They will come to you." Women flock to him like moths to a flame, seeing a mystery they desperately want to solve. But the truth is, it's a game with no winners. Leonardo collects women like others collect rare paintings. Each woman becomes another chapter in his personal gallery. Yet, when the painting is finished, he turns the page and moves on to his next muse. This isn't just a lifestyle choice, it's a deep-seated obsession. For Leonardo, Women are fuel for his ambitions, his creativity, and his zest for life. But this is also his weakness. While the moon grants him popularity, Saturn's aspect to Venus denies him the depth of lasting relationships. It's like a curse. He attracts everyone, but can't keep anyone. Every one of his partners probably hoped to be the one to change him. But here's the harsh truth. Fear of closeness and emotional immaturity aren't things another person can fix. These are battles Leonardo must face within himself. But will he ever overcome them? That's the real question. When we talk about Leonardo DiCaprio, we see a man who seems like he was crafted by the stars to conquer the world. But what lies behind his success? Is it his good looks? His talent? Luck? All of these are just pieces of the puzzle. The real secret goes deeper, into his natal chart, into his scorpionic nature, into the sheer psychological power that draws everyone into his orbit. Let's recall the legend of Hades, the god of the underworld, who symbolizes the sign of Scorpio. Hades was unimaginably wealthy, ruling over a kingdom filled with treasures, gold, and jewels. But it wasn't enough. He wanted more. He kidnapped Persephone, the goddess of spring, to make her his own. This is Scorpio, magnetism, power, strength, and the insatiable desire to possess. Leonardo DiCaprio, whose natal chart is dominated by Scorpio, is the living embodiment of this myth. His magnetism can be felt even through the screen. Women lose their heads over him, men admire him, and directors line up for a chance to work with him. But being Hades isn't just about desire. It takes immense psychological strength to maintain that level of power. Hollywood doesn't forgive weakness. Many stars burn out on their way to fame. Some can't handle the pressure, others fall victim to drugs or alcohol. But Leonardo is the exception. It's as if he knew what was coming and prepared himself for it. Scorpio in his natal chart isn't just about magnetism. It's about willpower. It's about resilience. It's about breaking through barriers. He came to Hollywood as a kid with no connections, no protection. He went to auditions, faced rejection, and saw other child actors crumble under the pressure. But Leonardo endured. Why? Because behind his Libra ascendant, which makes him charming and polite, hides a Scorpio. Inside, he's a volcano of emotions and raw strength. His Mercury, aligned with the royal star Spica, highlights his gift for diplomacy and communication. Leonardo isn't just an actor, he's a strategist. He knows how to win people over. He knows how to build relationships, and those relationships have been his backbone. Think of Robert De Niro, who played a pivotal role in launching Leonardo's career. Connections like that don't happen by chance. They're crafted, and Leonardo is a master of the craft. But luck has played its part too. His Jupiter, sitting in the 6th house of work and colleagues, ensures he's always surrounded by people who help him succeed. This is the kind of chart where doors seem to open effortlessly. If we look at his natal chart and key transits, it becomes clear his success was written in the stars. Let's start with his fateful year, 1993. During this period, Saturn, the ruler of his 10th house of career, formed a powerful aspect with Pluto, the planet of transformation and monumental change. It was in this year that Leonardo first captured the world's attention, starring in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. He was only 20 years old, yet his performance earned him an Academy Award nomination. This is a textbook example of the connection between the 1st house, self, and the 10th house, career. It marked the beginning of his triumph, the moment when his inner drive, combined with his talent, was recognized on a global scale. The next pivotal moment came in 1996. Transits reveal a conjunction of the Sun and Moon, symbolizing a new cycle and a surge of energy. This was the year his life transformed not only professionally, but also personally. The release of Romeo and Juliet catapulted him into stardom, and in the following year, 1997, he met one of the most significant women in his life, Kate Winslet. Their meeting on the set of Titanic was the start of not just an iconic project, but also a friendship that has lasted decades.
People in my world, and Leo, I'm so happy I can stand here and tell you how much I love you and how much I've loved you for 13 years.
The conjunction of the sun and moon isn't just any aspect. It's a moment when masculine and feminine energies merge to create something extraordinary. For Leonardo, this signified not just a meteoric rise in his career, but also the formation of a deep emotional bond. Kate Winslet became a woman who has supported him throughout his life. Their friendship highlights how essential women are to Leo, not just as muses, but as sources of inspiration and emotional grounding. But the second brush with death was even more cinematic. Leo was on a flight when one of the engines burst into flames. Imagine looking out of your airplane window and seeing fire. Panic would be an understatement. But thanks to the quick thinking of the pilots, the plane made an emergency landing and everyone on board survived. This is one of those moments where you can't help but think, someone up there is watching over him. And then there's the third and arguably most nerve-wracking incident, a parachute jump gone horribly wrong. Everything was going smoothly until the main parachute refused to open. His instructor calmly told him, "We're probably going to break our legs." Leo later recalled how, in that split second, his entire life flashed before his eyes. His only thought? Well, broken legs aren't the worst thing that could happen. Thankfully, the backup parachute deployed just in time, and they landed safely. Now, let's think about this. What drives a person to seek out such extreme adventures? For Leonardo, it's all about emotions. He thrives on feeling alive. Whether it's in his roles or his real-life escapades, Leo craves intensity. It's as if he's fueled by adrenaline, constantly searching for experiences that make him feel life at its fullest. But here's the twist. Look at how lucky he is. In every one of these situations, he was surrounded by professionals who knew exactly what to do. They acted swiftly, made the right decisions, and pulled him out of danger. And this is where his natal chart comes into play. His Jupiter, the planet of luck, sits in the 6th house, the house of co-workers and helpers. It's as if the universe ensured he would always have the right people around him when it mattered most. Let's be real. Surviving 3 near-death experiences without any lasting consequences is more than just luck. It's as though he has a team of guardian angels constantly watching over him, whispering, "It's not your time yet." So, what do you think? Is it just coincidence, or is Leonardo DiCaprio truly destined for something even greater? After hearing about Leonardo DiCaprio's near-death experiences, it's clear that his life is anything but ordinary. But survival isn't the only extraordinary thing about him. Let's talk about how Leo earned his first serious paycheck and how he built a fortune that not only defines his success, but also reflects his contradictions. Leonardo's first million came from The Basketball Diaries, a raw, emotionally charged film that proved his talent was impossible to ignore. But what's even more fascinating is the story behind the quick and the dead. For this movie, Leo was paid just $150,000, and not by the studio. Sharon Stone, one of Hollywood's biggest stars at the time, believed in him so much that she paid his salary out of her own pocket to ensure he got the role. This wasn't just luck. This was a pattern in Leo's life. He attracted the right people, those who recognized his talent and supported him at pivotal moments. It's almost as if his stars aligned to guide him through every phase of his career. And then came Titanic, the film that skyrocketed him into global fame. While his initial paycheck was $2.5 million, the movie's colossal box office success brought him bonuses that pushed his earnings to $40 million. From there, the numbers only climbed. $59 million for Inception and $30 million for Killers of the Flower Moon. But Leo isn't just about making millions, he's about spending them with purpose. His investments in environmental projects and his foundation, which has raised over $100 million for planet-saving initiatives, show a deeper side of him. He funds efforts to combat climate change, protect oceans, and restore forests. He even produces films to raise awareness about these critical issues. But Leo isn't just about making millions, he's about spending them with purpose. His investments in environmental projects and his foundation, which has raised over $100 million for planet-saving initiatives, show a deeper side of him. He funds efforts to combat climate change, protect oceans, and restore forests. He even produces films to raise awareness about these critical issues. Yet, here's the paradox. While Leo fights for the planet, he also indulges in a lifestyle that seems to contradict his mission. Private jets, luxury yachts, and extravagant parties, all of which leave a massive carbon footprint. This raises a compelling question. Is Leo a hypocrite, or is he simply trying to find balance in an imperfect world? Maybe his life reflects a broader truth about our society. On one hand, we make conscious efforts to be environmentally responsible. We reduce plastic use, recycle, and make greener choices. On the other hand, we crave comfort, convenience, and luxury. Perhaps Leonardo DiCaprio isn't just a star, maybe he's a mirror, reflecting the internal conflict we all face. Can we truly reconcile our ideals with our actions? Or are we all, like Leo, just trying to navigate the gray area in between? When we take a closer look at the women in Leonardo DiCaprio's life, a striking pattern emerges: youth, beauty, freshness, and most importantly, an age cap of 25. This recurring choice draws an inevitable parallel to Vladimir Nabokov's novel Lolita. Like the protagonist of the novel, DiCaprio seems to collect not just youth and beauty, but also the fleeting emotional intensity these relationships bring. His partners over the years. 1994, Bridget Hall, Leonardo's first publicly known girlfriend. 1996 to 1997, Kristen Zhang, who accompanied him during the premiere of Titanic. 2000 to 2005, Gisele Bündchen, with whom he shared a 5-year relationship. 2005 to 2011, Bar Refaeli, one of his longest-running romances. 2011, Blake Lively, a brief yet highly publicized relationship. 2012, Erin Heatherton, a Victoria's Secret model. 2013 to 2014, Tony Garn, a German supermodel. 2017 to 2022, Camila Morrone, who was by his side for almost 5 years. 2023 to 2025, Vittoria Soretti, an Italian model who stands out from his previous partners. What unites these women? Youth, beauty, and carefree energy. Yet, Vittoria Soretti's presence in his life seems different. His astrological chart reveals a notable connection, a conjunction of the Sun, Venus, and the South Node, pointing to a karmic bond. Perhaps she entered his life to challenge his habitual patterns and his penchant for surface-level connections. However, a deeper astrological analysis suggests that Leonardo is unlikely to make a profound change. This relationship may simply be another vibrant chapter in his ongoing collection of life's fleeting moments. An interesting fact, if you take a look at Leonardo DiCaprio's Instagram, you won't find a single photo from his personal life. Instead, It's filled with posts about environmental conservation, wildlife protection, and climate change. It seems like he places nature above people. Perhaps this isn't just a passion, but a true priority. For Leo, animals and ecology aren't just topics of interest, they're a way of life. He spends millions on charity, supports ecological projects, and actively uses his influence to draw attention to the planet's issues. But here's the paradox. On one hand, he's fighting for nature, and on the other, his lifestyle, private jets, yachts, and extravagant parties doesn't quite align with this mission. Leo seems to feel a stronger connection with nature than with people. Maybe that's why his personal life never becomes public. It's as if he's hiding his true self, prioritizing global causes over personal relationships. This fascinating contrast underscores his complexity as a person. Leonardo DiCaprio, a man whose life resembles an endless game. If you look deeper, it becomes clear that he never really grew out of his adolescent psychological age. His inner need to play, experience emotions, and collect toys has only transformed over the years. Today, these aren't wooden cars or toy soldiers. Now they are yachts filled with models, luxury cars, extreme adventures, and new faces. But why? Why does an adult, successful man who seemingly has it all continue to live in a world of games? The answer lies in his childhood. Leonardo was thrust into a world of fierce competition too early. While his peers played outside, he was learning how to fight for his place in the spotlight. Castings, rejections, waiting, and constant demands left no room for an ordinary childhood. He became an adult before he ever truly got to feel like a child. Now, as a global star, he's trying to fill that void, but the toys have grown bigger and more expensive. His passions are an attempt to catch up on the childhood he missed. These include yachts with the most beautiful women, roles that allow him to live other people's lives, and adventures that give him adrenaline rushes. But here's the question: can you ever play enough if your whole life is spent trying to reclaim what was lost? Perhaps this is his true tragedy. Leonardo DiCaprio, like an eternal boy, runs from reality, searching in games for something that never existed in his real life. Maybe the secret is simply allowing yourself to live the way you want, without rules, without societal expectations. Leonardo DiCaprio might have found that formula. He chooses the moment, avoids attachments to people or things, and moves forward, leaving behind only impressions. But here's the question: is this a conscious choice or a fear of standing still? What would you choose, to live here and now, embracing freedom in all its forms, or to build something lasting, risking attachment and the pain of loss? Share your thoughts. Perhaps your perspective holds the key to understanding the true meaning of life.